you want to start?
Yeah. What was going through your mind there in overtime when Marcus and JB had that back and forth in front of you and they tie the game? They're 121, and then for you guys to be able to bounce back and immediately score a few points and go back ahead again. Does that kind of speak to the way you guys kept fighting back throughout the game?
My first thought was tackle Jaylen Brown out the air. That didn't work too well. Honestly, I'll go back even farther. I'll go back to ending the half not too great. You know, I honestly ending the first quarter, 34-33, we had a big lead. And then they did what they do in the second quarter. And, you can go one of two ways at that point, and we guarded. We continue to fight and continue to claw back. Get to the fourth, we get a good look. Jay misses a free throw. They miss a shot. I miss a shot. And, the resiliency of this group is noticeable in these wins. And, I was saying earlier, for us to have the mental fortitude this early, as a younger team who's, trying to continue to honestly get to where the Celtics were last year and continue to build, that says a lot about our character without our lead guard too. And, it wasn't, you can look at the 40 and 40s for both of us, but, Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, holding the paint down, getting big rebounds, just making it tough, as a group. I think it's huge, and it goes down the list. And there wasn't one point in the game where we walked in the huddle and you felt like deflated. There was never a point, and that speaks to not only us as players but the coaching staff as well.
What specifically changed in the second half after they really got going there?
We stopped caring about the refs. I think that first quarter was just a lot of whistles on both sides. It wasn't just there was a lot of whistles, and every time I'm trying to call a pick and roll, it's like a foul. And I'm thankful we're getting points or on the other, vice versa. But I'm just like, man, it can wear on you a little bit. And, for us to we let it affect us. Guys kind of stop playing aggressive to not get a foul, and, it takes you out of your aggressiveness. And then we started just saying, you know what, let's just play our brand of basketball as a group. And we all continued to do that, persevered. Like, you look, our whole starting five, except for Jay, had 4 fouls. Isaac had 4, or Chetty had 4, Isaac had 3. Just continue to play through that, our brand of basketball, and, continue to take what the game gives us. And, I'm proud of our effort.
What did you think of Caris? Obviously, it was a slow start overall shooting, but for him to bounce back, play the way he did, get the final 11 points of the game.
That's why it was 11, right? I told him it was like a 12 something. We honestly called a bunch of plays, a lot of them for me to get the ball, and I just broke it off and gave him the basketball. I've played against Caris in Brooklyn, and nothing against him last year. He obviously had injuries, but I think this is the Caris that we all know. And he looks healthy, he looks different, and he looks, when you're out with injuries, and you're plagued with injuries for a year and a half, whatever it was, your intensity level, your passion for basketball rises, I think, because you realize how much it sucks, honestly, being out. And every single drill, every single shoot around, every single play, he's consistently going the hardest. And making hard cuts, and to the point where I'm like, bro, relax, we got a game tonight, and you see the work he continuously puts in, and he was due, and this is the Caris we all know, and if we can get this, DG come back, that'd be huge. But he's been an animal on defense, on offense. He's been there for us. He led us tonight as a group, led by example, and we all follow suit.
You mentioned that you guys want to get to where Boston is.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's only 5 games in the season, but what does it kind of say about where you guys are at without Darius to get a win like this?
I think we're farther than we expected. I'm not going to not say that, but I think we have things that we can work on. We got, first of all, I'll start with myself. I had 7 turnovers tonight, a lot of them in crucial moments. That can't happen. That's unacceptable. We got beat middle a bunch on closeouts. That can't happen. We worried about the referees. That can't happen. There's certain things you look at, okay, we have work to do, but there's also positives. We'll take this win, the way we competed and fought, got a bunch of stops needed, got rebounds, got to the paint. But, there's always ways to improve. And, we see these guys next week, so it's low-key like a playoff series. You see them you just saw them, and you're going to see them again, and that's going to be the big test, is how do we respond. And obviously we're not skipping over New York on Sunday, I think it is. But, understanding that it's on night-to-night basis. We're 4-1, 3-1, whatever it is, and, the great teams that we want to. The great teams do it on a nightly basis. So we can't sit here and say, all right, we came into TD Garden and got a win, and slip up against New York and then get ready for Boston. Like, no, we did it tonight, and I told the guys in the locker room, like, celebrate this, enjoy it, and fun with it. But we got one day off, and we're back to it on Sunday.
Donovan, you almost, you got to the traumatic series in the bubble against Denver.
Yeah.
Then to that level. What do you bring to this team? I mean, and to be a quote unquote leader
Mhm.
by example, or is it?
Yeah,
How do you do in?
Honestly, it's just by voice. Obviously leading by example, but I like I said, I think Vert did a phenomenal job leading by example. Mine was more so voice and understanding that if we just stay here, whatever happens, down 16, down 20, down 30, just stay here and continue to be together. And that's what these guys make it easy. Like, there's certain things that I want to say that they already know, and they're as a group coming into this new team, they're farther along than I thought. I didn't know what to expect, and I'm like, wow, Evan's getting it, Jay is getting it, and it shows to the vets and the group that they had last year. I'm just looking to add my piece to it, and not kind of just come in and take over. This is still a group thing, But for me, understanding that I've seen things like you said, and with the help of Love and Ricky, some of the older guys, Rolo, just continuing to use my voice in certain moments, like understanding that we went on a run, cool. Run's over with. We got to respond out of this timeout, understanding what's coming out of the ATO, what they run in the final stretches, like keeping the mental part of the game going. And, we did that as a group tonight.
Are they asking you to do anything differently, or when you came here, were they just like,
Do you, but also just honestly, no, they haven't asked me to do anything different. I think the biggest thing for me is trying to take that challenge defensively. I think this is probably the hardest I've worked on the defensive end in my career since I've been in college, and I still got a long way to improve. I wasn't happy with my defense at times tonight, and being able to do it on both sides and still be able to play 46, 47, whatever is needed of me, and that comes with time. And the coaching staff, I'm pretty hard on myself, so I'm coming to the huddle ready to throw chairs around every time somebody scores on me. But understanding that it's a process. It's not all just going to happen overnight, and I think that's the biggest thing, being able to do it on both sides. And I said it when I got here that I'm not looking to bring that down, and trying to do what I do on the offensive end as a leader, but definitely defensively be able to be solid and help this team.
Obviously, winning makes things more fun each time you're playing in the sport. But how much fun is it just to see how things are meshing together so quickly? The basketball
Yeah, it's weird. Like, I didn't know what to expect. I knew we had a great group of guys. I knew we had a great basketball players. But sometimes those things take longer. Sometimes they're clicking the way they are, and you don't know what to expect. So for us to go out there and get a bunch of solid wins and like gritty wins and hard-fought wins. It's not like we're out here, maybe Chicago's only getting won by double digits, but we're not out here, just blowing teams out. We're getting hard-fought wins, and it's like that brings you much closer. I knew we were going to get along off the floor. It's an easy group of guys. We all know. I knew mostly everybody on the team before I got here, but it was just a matter of fit and, looking around. And obviously all this is being said without Darius Garland, our all-star point guard. And honestly, he's been our biggest hype man, and I think that says a lot, because it's not always the case. You have a guy who's averaged 22 and 9 and can't play and watching and just cheering on and hyping us up and continuously, because it's tough sitting out. I've been there. We all sit out, and he's been a phenomenal teammate, and that just speaks to the team. It speaks to the group we have and the coaching staff and everybody. So it's been a lot of fun. And even the loss to Toronto, like I had hinted, like it wasn't. Heads weren't down. It's like, okay, like how do we build and improve? And that speaks to the group and everybody's character, let alone their basketball ability.